Good morning. Just got to say something really quick, really fast. Anything you're doing in life, make sure you're doing it with a purpose. And whatever that purpose is, make sure there's a greater purpose than just the I. Sometimes the I isn't a great enough purpose to hold the weight that it needs to hold. Sometimes doing it for an I doesn't give you enough determination to get to the levels of where you should be. Sometimes the I just brings you to the levels of where you think you should be, but there's a greater purpose and you should be at a higher place than where you are because you did it on an I. When you do it on a we, when you do it on a team, when you do it with more weight in your hands, that push, that pull, that strength on your spine now becomes stronger than it would with just doing it for an I. Sometimes getting out of bed is easier when you're doing it for a greater purpose than just getting out of bed for yourself, or just getting out of bed to pay the bills, or just getting out of bed for the smaller things in life. When you're getting out of bed for a purpose, when you're getting out of bed for something that's bigger than just the I, whether it's a family, whether it's your kid, whether it's the homeless, whether it's whatever it is that purpose is, now you're getting out of bed with weight. Now you're getting out of bed, and when you get out of bed with weight, you build yourself stronger. When you get out of bed with weight, that fight, that move, that push, each push is with a purpose. Each push is to build. And when you're building to the top with weight, that drop, you can't drop as easy. You're not as flimsy to drop as you would if you were doing it with just the I, because the I is flimsy. The I has no team to it. The I can drop, but when you're going with that weight, where you're going with some heftiness to you, a paper plate, when it's hefty, that food ain't going nowhere. You see my little bun? That's flimsy. But you get what I'm saying? When you're doing it with weight, it's not going anywhere. It's less likely to drop, and when it drops, it takes so much more than when you're doing it with the I. That's why you got to do stuff with purpose, and that purpose has to hold more than just the I, because the I is not enough to hold you where you need to hold yourself, because the I is only going to take you to about so high, and it might look high to other people, but you could have been so much higher if you were doing it with the purpose. Trust me, it might look good. You might be in a good position. You get what I'm saying? You might think you at the top, but where you could have been when you were doing it with purpose, when you was doing it with weight, it was so much higher. And you let yourself settle for less, thinking, oh, hey, I got financial freedom. Hey, I can afford this. But you could have been so much higher. You could have had financial freedom plus 4 houses. But you stopped here. You stopped at financial freedom with a nice car and a condo. There's more weight in the purpose. I promise you there's so much more weight in the purpose.